Hello, people. How are you? Oh boy, 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 boy. Today has been a little bit of a stressful day, but in all, thank God. I just sometimes try to mind my business, the business that pays me, and then people bring their problems and issues to me, and then I have to listen and help them. We all try to help each other solve problems, right? That's what you do for people that you love. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day. This hair, sorry, people. Just, but anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. You guys is late now. It's not that late, but it's like dinner time in most people's home, and I've had dinner. But I was watching Real Housewives of Orange County reunion, part two, the part two reunion, and I realized I'm like, man, these things never get old, right? Tamara George, but Shanna called her Tamara Grudge. I don't know if you guys saw it. I was like, oops, and then somebody goes, did you just call her Tamara Grudge? And she's like, yeah, I called her Tamara Grudge instead of Tamara George. Because all Tamara do is fight. She's literally, is it that she's fighting with them or she's making up stories? She's always looking for Tamara. Man, I used to like her a lot on the show. But it looks like at some point everything just took a turn for the worst when it comes to Tamara. There's nobody that she won't fight with, and there's no stories that she won't make up. And then when she gets caught in her stories, she walks away, she runs away, and now allegedly they say she's feeding, no, allegedly they were accusing her on the show that she's feeding bloggers information before their show airs on Bravo. And I'm like, well, why are they surprised? We're talking about Tamara. It's been years. And now Gretchen is back. And we know Gretchen and Tamara don't get along. So I watched a bits and pieces of the season. Then I'm watching the reunion part 2. And I'm seeing that Gretchen and Tamara, they're still fighting. I know I saw some of the episodes before the reunion of Tamara and Gretchen. They are accusing each other of all kind of crazy stuff from 15 years ago. Gretchen should be in her late 40s and Tamara is already in her late 50s, right? I'm like, these things, Gretchen hasn't been on the show in like 15 years now, right? And they fought on the show heavily like 15 years ago. And now that Gretchen is back, they brought everything. It's like everything was uprooted again, and they're fighting for something that happened. There's no way I'm going to fight someone for something that happened 15 years ago. If we haven't seen each other for 15 years, or we've seen each other, I'm sure they've seen each other. They all live in OC, right? If you guys haven't been able to resolve it all these years, right? And then now you wait 15 years, and Gretchen is back. Tamara is saying Gretchen is the one that brought it up, and Gretchen is saying, no, you're the one still talking about it. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of chocolate. It's good. So good. So good. And Gretchen, they're just fighting back and forth. And at the reunion, Tamara, that was why I said Tamara, George against everybody, reunion part 2. She's fighting with Shannon, Gretchen. What's the one that her husband is a doctor, is a surgeon? What's the one that, what's her name? She's fighting with, that one is telling her she loves her, but she can't trust her because she when she knows something, she uses it against you and talk about you and carry it like a news carrier and go tell other people. And then Katie, same thing with Katie. And then Jane, We all know, like, since Jane came to that show, she's always had something bad to say about Jane because she knew them before Jane and her boyfriend came to the show. So Tamara has always had something bad to say about Jane. But my question is, if you're gonna fight people, and she says she's doing therapy, she's seeing a therapist now, that she's in therapy. If you're in therapy, but your actions, and that was what they were telling her at the reunion, you're in therapy, but your actions doesn't show it, doesn't prove it. One time you say you came to the reunion to come kumbaya, woosai. You're not going to argue, you're going to be able to control yourself because you're in therapy. And then the moment someone that you really don't like deep down says something to you, and then you're like, eh. She's going, especially with Shannon, she tells Shannon, shh, shh. You know, or at one point, she's apologizing to Shannon, and then the next one, she's like, shh, shh, and then she's going after Shannon. And then the next one, during the reunion part 2, that was why I was like, what's going on with Tamara? Like, when is this? It gets old at some point. For some time, they booted you off the show, and then you come back, and then you start with drama, and then at some point you say, oh, you're not doing this anymore, you're tired. But every time you're in the middle and the center of everything, and in the center of everything not good, let people be. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna talk about this, because I'm like, why is Tamara just fighting everybody, making up stories, and then in the end somebody even asked her, like, aren't you tired? Don't you want to change? I think it was Jane or one of the people that asked her, like, one of the housewives, like, aren't you tired? Like, if you're gonna own it, and own it for good. Don't own it now, and then the next minute you're retracting and still fighting the person that you just finished apologizing to, and so you own it. So that shows that you do not own anything, and that shows that you're not admitting and you're not sorry for the things that you're doing to people. And then she goes, I'm owning it. Isn't that's what I'm doing? I'm owning it. If you're in therapy, one of the first things that you do is admit and own the things that you've done and done to people. You know? It's crazy. I was just wondering, I'm like, at some point you get to a certain age, right? And you're like, if I really say, like, this time in my life, nobody can stress me. And I'm not going crazy on nobody. No. I'd rather just walk away. I just feel like, I don't know if sometimes at the same point, I understand this is a reality show, right? So I'm like, they just try, at some point, some of them, people like them, Tamara, I think they're just trying to do whatever it takes to continue to be on the show. Because they've let her go like once or twice, and then they bring her back. It's kind of like a Sheree Whitfield on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So at some point, somebody like Tamara, I think she's doing whatever it takes for her to be on the show. That's how I see it. If not, there's no reason for you to be fighting everybody and their mama. And then you make up stories. And then you get mad and say Gretchen is the one making up stories about you. And then you go back. Tamara, stop going back and talking about the things that you know of people. And then she says, okay. And then she goes back and then she digs them up. And then her friends tell her. See, that's what we're saying. That's why we can't trust you. Because you just said you're not going to continue to dig up stuff or talk about things that you know. Especially things in the past. Or things that you know now that somebody confided in you in. That was why they said... some of the Real Housewives said they can't confide in her because when they're fighting, she blurs them out and she uses it against them and starts putting people's business on 6th Street. And then she looks at, what's her name? The lady that her husband is a surgeon. She looked at that one and said, Tamara looked at her and said, yeah, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to try and work on that. And not be telling people's business anymore. I'm going to work on it. I'm working on it. Yeah, Tamara, keep working on it. You're going to have to change because you can't keep fighting everyone and anyone. That's not how for you to remain on the show. Because what if in the end they gang up against you? You can't be on an island by yourself. No man is an island. Because Real Housewives, when people start saying they don't want to film with you, then you gotta go. You have to go. And you're too old for just fighting with everybody. And the advice I would give Gretchen, Gretchen came to the show this season. It looks like she came for Tamara. Like, you guys are going to have to find your own storylines. You guys, Tamara and Gretchen is looking like they can never resolve their issues from 15, 20 years ago. They're going to have to find their own storyline. I just thought I should quickly bring that part that I noticed. Tamara George, grudge, according to Shannon. Like, you can't keep fighting with everybody. At some point, you have to get tired. You're too old for that, Tamara. You know? Ooh, neck. So, what do you guys think? If you watched the Real Housewives of Orange County reunion, let me know what you guys think about the reunion. And do you guys agree with what I'm saying? Sometimes you get to a certain age and drama is just not worth it. Reality show or not, TV and cameras on you or not, it's just not worth it. You know, you can't be screaming and yelling and shouting every time. At your old age, as a grandma, please, girl, please. But you guys, subscribe. Have you subscribed yet? If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and welcome. You guys are a family and welcome to, you guys are my YouTube family. And I appreciate you guys for watching. And share this video, like this video and share and subscribe. Bye.